Hello guys, welcome to today's video on how to trade the news. So in today's video I'm going to talk about news trading. For those of you who don't know what news trading is, stick around. We're going to talk about everything. Okay, so how to trade the news. What is news trading? News trading, this is what we are going to look for in the topic, okay, in the video. So the top 5 market news to watch out for, the news events that you need to watch for, like the big events where you can get some significant amount of pips. And how does news trading work? Also answer this question: how does it exactly work, and the challenges of news trading. Trading the news is some challenges. Some of you know them, some of you don't. We're going to talk about the problems of trading the news, and also what currency is good for you to trade the news. And finally, we have 5 strategies to trade the news, which I use. I'll show you my personal favorite, which is number 1. uh, I did a focus on how to trade that part of the market, like that, when a type of a pattern shows, or on the chart, which is the market maker pattern. Okay, so let's get rolling. What is news trading? I said we'll answer for you what is news trading. So it is a technique to trade currencies. Okay, so we're trading currencies, equities, and other financial instruments. Okay, so basically you can trade anything when you're trading news. Any instrument, yes. I think 70% of the instruments, many of them are affected by the news events. So based on economic news reports, so these news, they are going to be economic data reports, which will be issued at some periods, end of month, end of quarter, end of year, end of decade. They release some economic data which shows how the economy is performing for certain countries. So each country, like Australia, England, pound, US, with some yen for Japan, this is gonna have some its own news event. Okay, so if the news event is GDP, okay, so if it's a GDP, USD is gonna have its own GDP report. The yen is also going to have its own GDP report. Okay, that is what is going to happen in here. So the news reports are what are used for the market to be for later. Okay, so these are the top 5 market news to watch out for. So to watch for these news events, you have to go on Forex Factory. Okay, uh, okay, www Forex Factory. That's where you go, and you type in Forex Factory on your browser. It will show you the news events. So you have yellow events, red events. So mainly you want to trade the red events. So this will be the top 5 news events to watch out for. So we have the central bank rate decision. What is happening on the central bank rate decision is that the central bank of each country, okay, each country of the any central bank of that country is going to issue the bank rate for the next month or next quarter or next year. So the market is going to be what? To be volatile. Also on GDP, gross domestic product, each country is going to have its own GDP report at the end of some time. So you just go and see today's GDP for CAD, okay? Today it's GDP for euro. And then we have some CPI inflation data. This measures the rate of inflation in a country. How big is the inflation and where the country is headed, okay? So they will issue a CPI inflation data report. Each country will have its own inflation data. So you want to be behind a screen just before they issue the report. But the report, trust me, people who have some big players, the market maker, they will already know about the reports, so they will use the markets in their favor since they are the drivers of the markets, okay? The market maker is the one who is moving the market. Always know that if he didn't watch the full course which I made the videos on market maker trading, it's about 2 hours long. You can go and watch the course. Okay, so we have some unemployment rate. Unemployment rate, they will issue a report. So these are first events 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we have an FOMC meeting. FOMC meeting. Okay, this is kind of like a slow, because it's a meeting. These are minutes. It's not a report. It's not fast like this. These are fast. These ones, these four. This one is kind of like steady, but it can be fast. Just this, the time the speech starts and the member speaking says something, then the market will be volatile. So how does it work? I think I said some of this. It's based on forecasted figures, where figures are released. They forecast a figure for maybe GDP, and we have an actual release on the day. So the difference is in those figures. So you expect, if the difference is negative, you expect the news for the country to go, for the currency to drop, and if the news is positive, you expect a price to rise, okay? But the market maker will control it. He'll do whatever he needs to make money. Always know that. Okay, so we have some problems or challenges of trading the news. If you've never traded news and you trade news, you see some of these challenges. They are done by your broker, the market maker, the guys. They want to take your money during these news events. That's why sometimes it's even nice to stay out of the news events. If you get involved, you can get paid quickly, I know, but sometimes you will see it. So what they can do, you get frozen out of your broker's platform. They will freeze your platform, okay? So when you're trying to exit a trade, they won't allow you to exit the trade. It will just freeze you. When you try to enter an order, it will not enter an order. Your platform is freezing and it's not moving. Nothing is happening to the platform, and they'll unfreeze it later, okay? So there are price slippages. You enter at a certain price just before news. You enter in here, you buy order will be placed in here. Here there's a difference. Here 50 pips. You've seen it with some brokers. You'll be filled at 50 pips. Price will stay below in here. You get smoked. Okay, and there's widening of spreads. Spread is the difference between the bid and the ask. So we have two lines on price in here, the bid and the ask, the difference of these numbers. Okay, the difference of these numbers is the spread. So if this number, it's from here to here, it's 4 pips, our spread will be what? Will be 4 pips. It's measured in pips spread. 4.8 pips. Some pairs have high spreads, so you want to trade pairs with the low spreads because it's advantageous for you to give less money to the market maker when you enter a trade. Okay, so what currencies to trade when you are trading the news? So when you're trading the news, you want to trade any pair as long as that the pair is related to the news. That is the most important pair thing. Okay, so if we have some news for USD, okay, this news can be GDP news. Okay, it can be a GDP for USD. When the news is for USD, it's written GDP USD, there's a rate. Okay, when the news is for USD, you want to trade USD pairs. Okay, so you want to have Euro USD, okay, USD JPY, USD CAD. Okay, this is what you want to have. So also when the news now is for pound, it's written pound CPI. You want to trade the news on pound pair, so you get pound what, maybe pound odd, you trade that. Okay, that's what you can do. You trade pound Swiss. Okay, you trade pound yen GJ. So you just trade the pair in relation to the news event. That's the most important thing. So the strategies that we have are 5 of them: MDK1, MDK2, price retracement, news volatility straddle, and the 1-minute modification strategies. These are my favorite. You can see the 3 stars in here. You see the pattern is nice, guys. Okay, this one actually did a full 2-hour YouTube video course on these 2 strategies. You can use them on the end time frame, 1 minute up to the dailies. So for this, the MDK one, you want to wait for the news to be released first. Okay, so if you're trading USD news and the news is at maybe 4 a.m. okay, you want the news to be released, you start trading after 4 a.m. So you're waiting for the news to be released. The news is used to complete the trip part of the market maker pattern as part of the stop band. Okay, this is what the statement is trying to say. So we have consolidation in here. Okay, we have the stop band in 3. Okay, we have a pullback. This is way before the news event, and we have 1 2 3 base to the low. The low is set. The news event is about to be what, to be released now. This is 4 a.m. This is what, 4 a.m. on our graph. We are at 4 a.m. now. We have this. So the news is about to be released. This was the accumulation phase. The market maker was accumulating contracts, collecting contracts. It did a false move to the low. 1 2 3 factor. It says the low in here. It pulls off the low. It's cleared everyone off. Now is left with one move before the news event. Okay, so the news event is coming. I want him to hit the stops and complete the second leg of the market maker pattern. Something like this. He completes the second leg. After he completes the second leg, the news event is already off. So there's no more news. Okay, the news is released at 4 o'clock. It's now maybe what, 4:15. Already the news is off. So after this candle pushes in here and shows some trip, I wait maybe for the other candle and we have maybe some doji, but this will be the what, the realm of the 1 2 3, the trend I'll be buying in using the daily pattern. So if the daily pattern was maybe new for you, I told you I did a full video that I'll put it in the corner in here for you to click and watch the video. Okay, so this was the first strategy. So going the other way, you want to consolidate if you stop and okay, in here, this, you want the news to pull in back here. So this will be a new candle pulling back, pull down. Okay, I think you can see what I'm talking about in here. This was the news candle. So they released the news. This was pound EFT. This was, I think, GDP, CPI. I don't remember the news event exactly, but I took the trade. I'll show you where. So this was a push down in the left, the big wick. So during the news event, they were inducing people to sell in the big candle in when it was full red like this. At some time it was a red candle, so everyone was thinking, what, man, price is going to sell in here, look at this pullback, sell or break the low. It's gonna be what, it's gonna be a sale, yet it was a trap of the market maker. So what we have here is the accumulation phase or tight consolidation in a, sorry, tight consolidation in a, we have a pullback, 1 2 3 to the high. Okay, this was a whipsaw move, but it occurs in 3 pushes. It's still also, it can also be still in what, in the consolidation zone. This would have been your Asian box, something like this. Okay, big, but your true stop point is 1 2 3. They hit the low again with this green candle in here. Okay, price will pull off. They will use the news event to create the second leg. The news event will be used to create the second leg. Price will pull off, so you should be long in a stop loss. True stop loss goes above, below in a, or some below your entry candle. You have this to capitalize on for the whole day. So this is the first strategy you can use. On number two might be also similar to number one. You can see it. So the market maker would trip the pattern, and the market maker pattern trip, the market maker trip pattern. Okay, so what we have here is a market maker trip pattern occurring. So the pattern will be complete just before the news, and he is waiting for the news, just bam, it is gone, it finishes the full cycle. So you have something like this, consolidation in a straw band. Okay, something like this. The news event, the news now is about to be released. So upon the release of the news, the market maker will make an aggressive move to the high. He has completed the pattern, he will pull off back into consolidation. I think I've drawn this cycle for you. Now you know it. If you don't know, I think I've told you to go and watch the recording. Okay, so he's using the news event to push from the low to the high in one move. So here's what we have. So this was all accumulation where the force moved down in a price pulled off at the second leg. It start making green candles in a, so now price is trapped people to the low before this big shift candle. Okay, so in here they've trapped a lot of people short in here, so they are just waiting for the news to trigger so that they can move the market fast and take people off and then trap them off the high. I think I drew this for you many times. I'm happy to continue. Okay, so the other strategy number 3 is what is called the price retracement strategy. You are also waiting for news to be released first, and you wait for initial spike, then the retracement. Okay, you enter when a candle breaks the low of the initial spike. When a candle breaks the low of the initial spike. So what we have here is the news in a, so we have a high set, this is news event, and we have a spike down in a, price spikes down in a, then we enter on the retracement when price pulls off in a, and makes the M formation. You sell somewhere around here, you have the whole move to capitalize on. Okay, so this is the news continuation trading strategy. It's a bit harder than the first two. The other one, you will see the last two, their bit is, the last one is the easiest of all. You can teach it to a 7-year-old and you can trade. Okay, so we have the news volatility strategy. In this is a strategy that many people use to trade. So what you're doing in here is that you enter a buy stop and a sell stop orders. So this will be pending orders, buy stop and sell stop orders. Okay, just 1 minute before the news is released. The earlier the better. So sometimes some use robots so that they can enter even 5 seconds before, 7 seconds, 3 seconds before, then they set what their pending orders, but manually it has to be 1 minute before. Okay, 1 minute is good. Okay, it's also called the 1 minute strategy. This is the 1 minute strategy. If you have heard about the 1 minute strategy, this is the 1 minute strategy. So if one order is triggered, you close the other order. So you have a what, a buy stop. Obvious, a buy stop will be at the top, then you have a sell stop in a order. Price is between, ranging in a, between the range. So what you want is to set your orders a minute before, so that when the news event comes, if it's more aggressive, it just goes on the other side, then you get your sell order. If it does the other way, you go what, this way, then triggers your what, your buy order. This is where you see some slippage. You may get filled in a bit higher because of spread in the legs. Okay, so after that you move to break even, then you trail your position. If you didn't what, you didn't close the trade at a fixed take profit, you close after 1 hour if the target is not reached. So this is a rule, it's a 1 hour rule. Okay, you see, you end a trade, you set your target, you think it's gonna reach with the news, after 1 hour you close it if it's not there. Okay, so this is what you were having before the news event. I think I said 10 pips, 10 pips. Okay, you can see this is 08 6408 to 64 what 14 uh 6, yeah, this is at 6. Okay, so what you'll be having this candle in here. So you place your order, your buy order is placed at the top, the sell one is in here. The distance between here to here will be what, 10 pips. Okay, so you have this 10, this 10, price is here, and you see your buy order, your sell order, this is price. So 10 pips, 10 pips, 1 minute before you place your order, bam, the news take everything out. Okay, so you close this order, it's not triggered, you delete it, then you just manage what you trade, you close after 1 hour if your target is not reached. Usually take 3 to 1 risk reward. It's good, 3 to 1 RR, risk to reward ratio, you'll be good with that. Okay, so the last one that we have is the 1 minute modification strategies. So for this you will need two separate trading accounts, the one with your name and the one with the name of the person you trust. So maybe the one is for Kennedy, and the one with my name, and the other maybe is for my friend. So I will look for a friend or creates the other account, he gives it to me so that I control the account. Because if you use same accounts and using the same broker, by the way, you should use the same broker. That is why we are changing the account holders. You could have used different brokers, but because different brokers have different objectives, it's gonna be hard if you are trying to beat two people at one. Okay, just fight one. That is the concept. So if you trade with one, they will say you're a cheater, what. But if you have two separate accounts, he's not going to know. He's going to see that John has made 50 grand this week, even if it's the same guy doing the same shit which is trying to prevent, done by the same guy. Okay, so two separate accounts, one opens a buy and the other opens a sell. So one phone or laptop you enter a buy, on the other you enter a sell. You should calculate your lot size and your margin properly, using your leverage. So the account should blow at around 10 pips. 10 pips should be your blowing value for you to blow. You blow your account, you use a position size calculator so that you can blow your account at 10 pips. So the worst case that might happen is for you to get smoked in both accounts with some fast moves. It will happen from time to time. I saw that and I know it, but it's not worth. The market is about probabilities. If you have 70%, you are good. You are gonna lose 3 times. You make 3 to 1 7 times. Okay, you have 21 and you have just lost 3. Okay, you're still positive. So this one, what we had here was that the news was released in this was in Australian news event. So we have some candles in it. So this is the small candle before the news event. Okay, just 30 seconds before, because I have two devices, sometimes even 10 seconds. Okay, before the news event, 10 seconds before, you place a buy on the other phone, you place the sell on the other phone. So if you have $100 which you want to risk, you put 50 in the other phone and 50 in the other account. So you're trading two accounts. So the moment this enters into profits up to here, the other account which was going into this direction will blow. So what has happened here is that the money on this account is now here. So you still have your account, okay? So now you still have your what? Your $100. But this whole move, you are now what? Making money in here. So this is just some free money. This is free money. Any child, any grade 5 can be taught to do this shit and learn to trade well, okay? So this was the fifth strategy. I think you can see that this was also part of the second strategy, okay? W formation. Just before the news event, it completes the pattern by giving you a dodge. If you were not in Yemen looking at this, not even if you don't know that there's a news event, the pattern itself is enough for you to know. So the fact that you now know that the market maker pattern is complete and I also have a news event present, man, I bet is going to move up, then you make money. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment on the videos. If you have any questions on any of the part, make sure to write down in the comment section. Ask. I'll try to answer everything as I do always. Peace, guys.